Welcome to Garden Style Living, the channel where small outdoor spaces are transformed into timeless natural retreats. In today's video, we explore how to turn a tiny yard into a luxury oasis using creative garden design and DIY ideas that look expensive in 2026. This is not about filling space, but about working with nature, plants, textures, light, and calm composition to create beauty that feels effortless. Every idea is designed to feel natural, refined, and achievable. If you love gardens that feel peaceful, elegant, and intelligently designed, subscribe to Garden Style Living and grow your outdoor vision with us. One, natural stone framing for a premium garden feel. Let stone create silent luxury. Transforming a tiny yard into a luxury oasis in 2026 begins with natural stone framing. Stone instantly signals quality, permanence, and calm sophistication. Instead of covering the entire space, stone is used selectively to outline garden zones, edges, or focal corners. This technique makes the yard feel curated rather than crowded. Rough-cut limestone, slate, or river stone pairs beautifully with greenery, creating contrast between texture and softness. Stone framing also elevates DIY projects, making simple layouts appear professionally designed. When combined with organic planting, the result feels timeless and expensive without excess. In small gardens, stone works best when it guides the eye rather than dominates the space. Its grounding presence gives structure, while plants soften the overall look. This balance is what turns a tiny yard into a refined, natural luxury retreat. Two, layered plant heights for a lush oasis effect. Luxury comes from depth, not size. A luxury garden never feels flat, even in a tiny yard. In 2026, layered planting becomes essential for creating a rich, natural atmosphere. By combining ground cover, mid-height shrubs, and taller plants, the garden gains depth and visual complexity. This approach tricks the eye into seeing more space while maintaining openness. Layering also allows plants to frame furniture and pathways softly, avoiding harsh edges. The key is balance. No single plant dominates. Neutral foliage tones mixed with subtle variations feel calm and intentional. When done right, layered greenery feels immersive, like stepping into a private retreat. This method turns small gardens into living compositions that feel expensive without heavy design elements. The richness comes from density, texture, and thoughtful placement rather than sheer size. Three, organic pathways that feel handcrafted. Walkways that whisper luxury. In a tiny yard, pathways should feel intentional yet natural. For 2026, organic-shaped garden paths replace rigid straight lines. Stepping stones, gravel, or irregular stone slabs guide movement gently through the space. This handcrafted look feels relaxed, artistic, and quietly expensive. Paths become part of the garden experience rather than just a way through it. Natural spacing between stones allows greenery to grow through, softening the design. These pathways encourage slow movement and appreciation of details. In small spaces, they also prevent the garden from feeling boxed in. When combined with subtle lighting and surrounding plants, organic paths elevate even the simplest yard into a serene, luxury-inspired garden escape. 4. Wood elements that add warmth and value. Wood makes everything feel intentional. Natural wood instantly elevates a tiny yard by adding warmth and visual comfort. In 2026, wood is used selectively to avoid heaviness. Wooden screens, benches, or planters create structure while blending into the garden. Light-toned woods paired with greenery feel airy and refined. Even simple DIY wood projects look expensive when edges are clean and proportions are right. Wood also softens modern furniture, balancing sleek lines with organic texture. In small gardens, this combination feels calm and luxurious rather than busy. The key is consistency. Using the same wood tone across elements creates harmony. Wood becomes the thread that ties the entire garden together into a cohesive, upscale oasis. 5. Sculpted green borders instead of fences. Let plants define the space. Replacing traditional fences with sculpted green borders creates a softer, more luxurious tiny yard in 2026. Dense hedges, tall grasses, or vertical plant groupings define boundaries naturally. This makes the garden feel secluded without feeling closed. Green borders absorb sound, filter light, and add depth. When trimmed cleanly, they appear intentional and high-end. This approach turns limitations into beauty. In small yards, living boundaries feel more expansive than hard walls. The result is a private oasis that feels connected to nature. Sculpted greenery also changes subtly over time, adding life and movement. Luxury here comes from restraint and careful maintenance rather than excess. 6. Water accents that feel natural and calm. Subtle sound, big impact. Luxury gardens often include water, but in tiny yards, subtlety is key. In 2026, narrow water accents such as stone bowls or slim wall features add movement and sound without dominating space. The gentle sound of water enhances relaxation and masks noise. Natural materials keep the feature grounded and organic. Positioned near plants, water reflections amplify greenery and light. These accents feel intentional rather than decorative. In small gardens, even a minimal water element can elevate the atmosphere dramatically. The space becomes immersive and calming, reinforcing the idea of a private oasis. 7. Mixing modern furniture with organic surroundings. Contrast creates quiet luxury. In 2026, luxury tiny gardens thrive on contrast. Sleek modern furniture placed within lush greenery feels intentional and stylish. Clean lines highlight the organic forms of plants, making both stand out. The key is scale. Furniture must feel light and proportionate. Neutral colors allow nature to lead visually. This balance avoids clutter while adding contemporary character. Modern pieces act as accents rather than focal overloads. The result is a garden that feels curated, trendy, and calm. Luxury here is about harmony between modern design and natural surroundings, not excess. 8. Creating a calm garden focal corner. One quiet feature changes everything. In a tiny yard, one calm focal corner can define the entire space. For 2026, luxury gardens focus on a single understated feature rather than multiple decorations. This could be a stone planter, a sculptural plant, or a textured wall surface. Surrounding elements remain simple to let the focal area breathe. This approach prevents visual overload and creates a sense of intention. The corner draws attention naturally, guiding how the garden is experienced. When combined with soft lighting and surrounding greenery, the focal point feels serene and expensive. In small spaces, restraint becomes the strongest design move. A quiet corner invites pause, reflection, and appreciation of detail, transforming the yard into a refined, natural retreat. Nine. Natural lighting layers for evening luxury. Light that feels soft, not decorative. Luxury gardens are defined by lighting that feels natural rather than obvious. In 2026, layered lighting transforms tiny yards into evening sanctuaries. Ground lights, soft wall washes, and hidden uplights highlight plants and textures subtly. The goal is depth, not brightness. Shadows become part of the design, adding drama and calm. Warm tones keep the space inviting and organic. Lighting guides movement and emphasizes focal areas without clutter. In small gardens, thoughtful lighting can double the perceived size of the space. At night, the yard feels intimate, peaceful, and undeniably upscale. This is where a tiny garden truly becomes a luxury oasis. Letting negative space feel intentional. Empty space is a luxury choice. In 2026, one of the most expensive-looking design choices is restraint. Allowing negative space in a tiny yard creates clarity and calm. Instead of filling every corner, features are placed around the perimeter, letting the center remain open. This makes the garden feel larger and more breathable. Negative space highlights surrounding plants and materials, giving them importance. Movement becomes effortless, and the layout feels intentional. Luxury emerges from balance, not abundance. In a small garden, empty space invites flexibility and peace. It allows nature, light, and texture to take center stage. This final touch transforms a compact yard into a true luxury oasis. Soft zoning with gravel and greenery. Divide gently, not rigidly. In 2026, luxury tiny gardens avoid hard separations and instead use soft zoning to organize space naturally. Gravel areas paired with low greenery create subtle boundaries without breaking visual flow. This approach allows the yard to feel open while still having defined functions. Fine gravel textures contrast beautifully with leafy plants, adding quiet sophistication. Soft zoning also improves drainage and reduces maintenance, making it practical as well as elegant. When paired with carefully placed plants, gravel zones feel intentional and calm. The key is consistency in color and material so the space remains cohesive. In a tiny yard, this method creates structure without confinement. It allows movement to feel fluid and relaxed, transforming a small outdoor area into a refined garden oasis that looks curated rather than crowded. DIY planter walls that look custom-made. Elevate vertical space naturally. Custom-looking planter walls bring luxury to tiny yards without heavy construction. In 2026, DIY vertical planters made from wood, stone, or concrete feel intentional when proportions are clean. These walls add greenery without sacrificing floor space. When plants cascade or layer upward, the garden feels lush and immersive. Neutral finishes keep the look refined. Planter walls also act as visual anchors, guiding the layout naturally. The result is a garden that feels professionally designed but deeply organic. In small spaces, vertical greenery becomes both decoration and structure, adding richness without clutter. Luxury here comes from craftsmanship and balance, not excess. Earth-toned color palettes for calm luxury. Nature's colors feel the most expensive. In 2026, luxury tiny gardens rely on earth-toned palettes to create calm sophistication. Shades of beige, stone, soft green, and warm would form a cohesive visual story. These colors reduce visual noise and allow plants to shine naturally. Earth tones also make small spaces feel grounded and expansive. When furniture and decor follow this palette, the yard feels unified and intentional. Bright accents are avoided in favor of texture and subtle contrast. This approach ensures the garden remains timeless rather than trend-driven. In a tiny yard, color restraint becomes a luxury signal. The space feels peaceful, balanced, and deeply connected to nature. 14. Textured walls as garden backdrops. Let surfaces add quiet drama. Textured walls elevate tiny gardens by adding depth without taking space. In 2026, finishes like lime wash, raw concrete, or stone veneer act as subtle backdrops. These textures catch light differently throughout the day, creating movement. When paired with plants, walls feel artistic yet natural. Textured surfaces also highlight greenery, making leaves and shadows more expressive. This technique adds richness without additional decor. In small yards, walls become part of the design language rather than a limitation. The result is a space that feels layered, thoughtful, and quietly luxurious. 15. Garden seating that feels built-in. Permanent comfort without bulk. Built-in style seating makes tiny gardens feel custom and expensive in 2026. Seating integrated into planters or walls reduces clutter and improves flow. Natural materials keep the look organic. When cushions are neutral, seating blends into the garden rather than dominating it. This approach maximizes comfort while preserving space. Built-in seating also encourages longer use of the garden, turning it into a true oasis. Luxury comes from how seamlessly the seating fits into the environment. 16. Sculptural plants as living art. Let one plant steal the show. In 2026, a single sculptural plant can elevate a tiny garden dramatically. Instead of many small plants, one bold form becomes living art. Its shape creates focus and balance. Surrounding elements remain understated to support it. This approach feels curated and expensive. Sculptural plants bring movement and seasonal change, adding life to the space. In small gardens, restraint amplifies impact. Luxury is expressed through confidence and simplicity. 17. Natural privacy with layered green screens. Seclusion without isolation. Privacy in tiny gardens should feel natural. In 2026, layered green screens using plants and slatted structures create soft separation. Light passes through while views are filtered. This maintains openness while offering comfort. The result is a garden that feels intimate, calm, and luxurious. Green screens also improve acoustics and visual depth. They transform limitations into design features. 18. Subtle scent gardens for sensory luxury. Luxury you can feel, not just see. In 2026, true luxury gardens engage more than sight. A tiny yard can feel expansive when subtle scent plants are introduced intentionally. Fragrant herbs, flowering shrubs, or aromatic ground covers add a sensory layer that feels refined and immersive. The key is restraint. Scents should be soft and occasional, not overwhelming. When placed near seating or pathways, these plants create moments of discovery. This transforms everyday movement into a calming experience. Scent gardens also connect the space emotionally, making it memorable. In small gardens, engaging the senses adds depth without adding clutter. Luxury here is personal, quiet, and deeply natural, turning the yard into a place that feels lived in and cherished. 19. Seasonal texture changes for a living garden. Let the garden evolve gracefully. Luxury gardens in 2026 feel alive and evolving. In a tiny yard, seasonal texture changes add richness without redesign. Plants with shifting foliage, bark, or color keep the space dynamic. Hard materials remain neutral, allowing nature to lead. This balance ensures the garden always feels fresh. Seasonal change becomes part of the design, not a disruption. In small spaces, this movement creates emotional depth. The garden feels thoughtful and intentional year-round. Luxury emerges through patience and observation rather than constant alteration. (20) Quiet garden corners for daily escape. Small spaces can feel deeply personal. In 2026, luxury tiny gardens prioritize emotional comfort. A quiet corner designed for solitude transforms the yard into a personal retreat. This space uses minimal furniture, soft planting, and gentle lighting. The corner feels protected without being closed. Natural textures and muted tones enhance calm. This is not about decoration but intention. In a small garden, one peaceful corner can define the entire experience. It invites pause, reflection, and daily escape. Luxury here is emotional, not visual excess. The yard becomes a place to reset and reconnect with nature, even within limited space. (21) Natural stone seating ledges for hidden luxury. Seating that feels carved, not added. In 2026, luxury in tiny gardens often comes from elements that feel permanent and naturally integrated. Stone seating ledges built along planters or low walls provide seating without introducing bulky furniture. These ledges feel carved into the landscape rather than placed on top of it. Natural stone adds weight and refinement, while surrounding plants soften the structure visually. When cushions are minimal and neutral, the stone remains the star. This approach keeps the garden open while offering comfort. In small yards, built-in stone seating creates a sense of craftsmanship and intention. Luxury here is quiet and architectural. The garden feels thoughtfully designed, balanced, and timeless, proving that even subtle structural choices can dramatically elevate a compact outdoor space. (22) Using shadow play as a design feature. Let light and shade do the decorating. In 2026, luxury gardens rely on light and shadow as design elements rather than decoration. In a tiny yard, shadows cast by plants, screens, and textured surfaces create movement and depth throughout the day. This natural visual rhythm makes the space feel alive and layered. Carefully placed lighting enhances this effect at night, highlighting foliage silhouettes and wall textures. The garden changes hour by hour, offering a dynamic experience without adding objects. This approach reduces clutter while increasing visual interest. In small spaces, shadow play adds sophistication and calm. Luxury emerges from atmosphere rather than excess, turning a simple garden into an immersive and emotionally rich outdoor retreat. 23. Ground level planting for a seamless look. Blur the line between garden and floor. Ground level planting is a powerful technique for luxury tiny gardens in 2026. By allowing plants to grow flush with pathways or seating areas, the garden feels continuous rather than segmented. This seamless transition reduces visual breaks and makes the space feel larger. Low-growing plants soften hard surfaces while maintaining accessibility. The effect is subtle but impactful. When paired with natural materials, ground-level planting creates harmony and flow. In small yards, this approach enhances openness and calm. Luxury comes from cohesion and restraint. The garden feels thoughtfully composed, where every element connects naturally to the next without interruption. (24) DIY natural screens with mixed materials. Handmade elements that feel high-end. In 2026, luxury tiny gardens embrace DIY elements that feel crafted rather than improvised. Natural screens made from mixed materials like wood, rope, bamboo, or stone create privacy while adding texture. When proportions are clean and finishes are refined, these screens look custom-made. They filter light and views softly, maintaining openness. This approach adds personality without clutter. In small yards, handcrafted screens introduce warmth and individuality. Luxury here is authenticity. The garden feels personal, intentional, and grounded in natural materials, proving that DIY solutions can look expensive when executed with care and restraint. (25) Letting nature be the final statement. The most luxurious choice is restraint. The ultimate luxury in a tiny garden for 2026 is knowing when to stop. Allowing nature to lead the design creates a space that feels calm, balanced, and timeless. Minimal furniture, thoughtful planting, and open space work together harmoniously. This restraint highlights textures, light, and natural movement. The garden becomes a place of presence rather than performance. In small yards, simplicity amplifies beauty. Luxury is felt emotionally, not visually overloaded. This final approach brings everything together, transforming the tiny yard into a true natural oasis that feels personal, refined, and enduring. You've now seen how a small yard can become a refined garden oasis when nature leads the design. True outdoor luxury in 2026 is quiet, intentional, and deeply connected to natural elements. With thoughtful layouts, modern yet subtle furniture, and layered planting, even the smallest space can feel expansive and valuable. Use these ideas as inspiration to shape a garden that feels personal and timeless. If this video helped you see your outdoor space differently, subscribe to Garden Style Living for more creative garden ideas, natural design inspiration, and smart outdoor living concepts.